What is up, bros, and welcome back. You guys know what time it is. We are jumping into the technical test servers and testing out a bunch of hidden and known changes. That being said, it's a good thing to keep in mind this is just the test server, so everything is subject to change, but from past experiences it does seem like most of these will stay intact. Now let's listen into this very first one where it sounds like there's almost footsteps added just from looking around. Now let's compare. Now this next change, we're going to be taking a look at some of the font in game. We can tell from this clip, it looks like the thickness of the black outline of the timer has been increased. I did have a friend that was telling me that even the chat text box seemed like it was different font, but when I was testing it out, it seemed pretty much similar, but definitely the timer was very easy to tell. Man, now I feel like Ella's Scorpion Evo gets changed with literally every single update. As of right now, I feel like it drags much more to the left and the right, making it harder to shoot. But I don't know, let me know what you guys think after you guys have gone in and tested the Scorpion. I definitely feel like something is slightly different with it. It is hard to nail it down exactly what it is though. Now these next couple have to do with the new mute buff, and this specific one is directed towards Dokkaebi, how her calls will now automatically hang up after 18 seconds of being called. I'm getting the timer down below and it is exactly 18 seconds, so really cool change. You can now just run around like a wild man with your phone ringing and it'll eventually hang up. Now this other change is coming to mute. Now if you happen to be within the vicinity of a mute jammer, you can simply walk into the radius of it and it will auto turn off the Dokkaebi call. You're also going to be getting notifications once you're inside of the mute jammer, so really cool change to mute. Alright, so this next one is a new running animation, and honestly I have no idea why it was changed. I thought the old one looked pretty good. This one's kind of hunched forward and like charging forward. I don't know, maybe a lot of people think it looks more realistic. Honestly I think it might look a little bit goofy though, and this was definitely an unexpected change.
Running down this hall.
10 seconds to insertion.
What is what? Okay.
Op 4 has yet to locate a
Oh
bomb.
my god, it looks so goofy. What's going on with that?
Alright, so this next change was released in the patch notes, so the Capitao area of effect with his firebolt has increased, as well as his damage per tick has gone from 19 to 12. So slight nerf in damage, but at the same time it covers a huge area, so it's pretty cool. I'm definitely excited to get into more games and test these out. Now another change that I did mention in our previous video, we got a new scope in Siege, and this can be equipped to anyone that has the M249 saw, so that being Gridlock and also the older operator Capitao. Because he shares the same LMG, he's now not going to have an ACOG, but he's going to have this 2.5 scope. They literally just call it scope. There are also some character model changes. The first one's going to be Capitao. I'm going to show it off. The second one is going to be Hibana, and then the third one is going to be Caveira. I'm going to kind of let them play out and show you guys the differences in character model. Some of them are good, some of them are a little bit ugly, but you guys will see what I'm talking about. Now this one just shows so much cool little details that were added. You are now going to be able to see reflections off of your sights when you're not ADSing. You guys can see that you can now walk up to like vending machines and you can actually see reflections in your scope, whereas before it was just straight up glass, so you could never see anything. Like this one here, I'm looking at the light behind me. So pretty cool little crazy details that they were able to add. So this next one is a change to your teammate's death icon. Now I have heard that this is the Chinese icon because it's not the skull anymore, but I have also heard that this was just on the test server and they're going to revert it back to the skull for the actual release. So time will tell, but this is also another hidden little change. So this next one is pretty interesting. They are now reducing your HP that you receive after a reset or once you get picked up. Instead of getting 50, you're now getting 20, which is a pretty big hit because it's pretty much one bullet anyways, so there's almost no point to get reset. Now, of course, I have to show off the quick lean changes. This is such a good thing. So before, obviously, we all know about how crazy fast you could just spam Q and E or the lean buttons with a shield or pretty much any operator, and you would pretty much just skip side to side. Well, now there's actually steps in between, so it's a process. So once you hit the button, you don't just instantly lean. So if you spam it back and forth, it stops you where you are at and starts to lean the other way, therefore making it so it's not huge motion. So awesome change. Good job, Ubisoft. So this next one's a pretty interesting one. There's a slight increase in the swap time from your torch to the time that you can ADS and shoot with your weapon. You guys can see how fast I was doing that on Coastline, but on the new build, as soon as I was pulling out my main weapon, I was trying to ADS, but it was slightly more delayed than before. So Maverick mains, be aware of this one. Now this next one's definitely going to be a big hit to Lesion. This is making him much less annoying. If you're in like a 1v1 situation and you step on a goo mine, you might be better off just going for the fight and eating the damage. Before, his goo mines used to do the 10 initial and then 8 per tick. Now they're still doing the 10 initial on this one, but instead of 8, that's being cut in half to 4. So you can pretty much survive twice as long on this new build versus before. Now your screen's still going to get fogged up, so taking the fight is going to be completely up to you depending on how much HP you have and of course your current situation. Now there's some pretty cool changes coming to breaching charges. The first thing is going to be attackers are now going to be able to deploy them much faster. The second thing is damage on the attacker side is reduced from 150 to 50. I don't know though, I was standing straight up next to it and it took all 3 breaching charges to finally kill myself. Now the third change is that pretty much all the damage that was initially being dealt to the attacker has now shifted to the other side of the breaching charge. So defenders or whatever is on the opposite side of the breaching charge is now going to be receiving increased damage. You guys are going to see me run a couple different tests with different HP levels. Like that one, I was fully juiced up as Doc. I was able to heal myself to 139 before it went off, and I lost about 109, 110 damage, give or take 1 or 2. So yeah, it's definitely really strong. Now this last clip, you're gonna see me run around. I'm trying to kill myself with the breaching charges and it takes 3. So really interesting changes overall. Now one other thing that Altered and I noticed while we were testing this out is that there seems to be a stun effect if you're on the other side of the breaching charge. But along with this damage change, you definitely don't want to be on the wrong side of a breaching charge anymore. Alright, now this is a cool cosmetic change that is going to be really good to help our guns look that much sexier. Before, all Holo sights had like a brownish tint to it, but now they're going to be matching the type of gun that you're using. So Alibi's MX Storm is still going to be a brownish tint, but on guns like the R4C, especially now that we don't have ACOG, it's going to be a nice slick black to match. Anyways, you guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you guys know any more hidden changes, be sure to comment them down below. Maybe we'll have enough to make a part 2 with the Coconut Bra fam. I love you guys all. I'll see you guys all very soon in the next video. Peace.